Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another student interview. We have Charles right here, which has an amazing channel and an amazing story that we're going to get to talk about today. Charles, how are you doing, man? How are you?
I'm doing great, bro. How are you?
Doing great. We chatted a little before, and I think,
Right.
as I was saying, I think you guys are really going to enjoy this one because it's a very slow and steady approach, which I'm a huge fan of. And Charles liked it as well. So get to tell us a little bit more, Charles. But before we go into all the old YouTube automation stuff, we didn't discuss this. Tell us about you. What were you doing before? Are you still doing that now? What's going on personally there?
Yeah. So I live in New York City. I work for a government agency over there. It's called the School Construction Authority. We pretty much like deal with any construction things that go on within the school buildings within NYC. I also do military part-time. I'm in the reserves, the Army Reserves. And yeah, I still do both of those while I'm still doing the YouTube automation. So
Very nice.
yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
very nice. That's great. Is it I say, is it a time-consuming job where it's pretty slow and steady, right? With the government stuff, it's like classic 9 to 5. So then you have the time on the side.
Yeah, it's pretty slow and steady. It's pretty slow and steady. You know what? And with my work, it's kind of like up times and down times. So when it's during the down times, I can take time and do things for the YouTube stuff if I need to, for example, right?
That makes
Um,
sense. Okay.
it does get a little bit different when the military comes into it, but you deal what you got to deal with. You know, you got to adapt and go from
Okay.
there.
That makes sense, man. That makes sense. Tell us how did you discover YouTube automation and why did you get into it?
You know, it's funny. I was saving money for a while to get into like some sort of business that I wanted to do, right?
Hmm.
I was just scrolling Instagram one day and I saw one of the channels I was following recommended your channel. I think it was one of those little ad things,
Yeah.
one of those clips. And I saw, I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. You know, I'm always on YouTube. Why not take a look? And saw it, heard the pitch, and I was like, yeah, I think I can do this. This is something I can do. And
Okay.
the rest is history.
Nice. When was
Uh,
this? Walk us through the timeline. When did you
this was,
start? How was the beginning?
when was this? So I believe this was in March when I
Okay.
first saw this. March of this year when I first saw this. Finally got into it and made the decision to go forward. It was in April, and then April's when I started the 28-day challenge.
Okay, nice.
Uh, yeah. And then finally got my first video posted. I think it was in what, maybe I want to say it was towards the middle or end of April.
Okay, so you got the
Yeah.
challenge. You won the challenge.
Oh, of course. Yeah, most definitely got the challenge. Most definitely got the challenge. Yeah.
Nice.
Um, and then yeah, just posting videos, keeping consistent, and I think within 3 weeks I got monetized, and it was really surprising because I posted a video. It was like you usually see 5 views, 10 views, 15 views, whatever it is. The small numbers that you see as you start posting in the beginning. Went to sleep. I woke up in the morning, checked my computer because at that point you're obsessed with checking it all the time. Like, oh, let me see this. How about now? Maybe it's now. And I woke up and I saw. I'm like, whoa, it was huge. Like just an explosion of views out of nowhere. I'm like, this is surreal. Absolutely insane. Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
That's that's how it went from there, and then just staying consistent.
That's very good. And I just want to encourage as many as people as possible to like stick with it. If exactly as you're saying, Charles, if you see 5 views and then 10 views and 7 views and
Hmm.
then 3 views and then 20 views,
Hmm.
just stick with it because this is a saying that I liked in the past was like you're always one video away. And you really are, right? In the majority of the niches, one
True.
channel might not one video might not get you monetized, right? So it might not
Hmm.
always be like, okay, the first one that goes, it's gonna get me monetized, it's gonna be old channel. No, but it's gonna carry through, right? I'm sure momentum carry through a little bit from there, right?
100%.
Tell
And
us,
it's funny about that actually. So sorry to cut you off. It's
you go.
funny. I just remembered a point. Um, I posted that video, right? And that video blew up. But not only that, the video before it also blew up. And then a
Mhm.
day later, day or two later, I posted another video and that one also blew up. So it's like you're
Nice.
saying, it's kind of like the momentum took it. And then obviously all the other previous videos that I posted before started getting more and more views. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, I was fully intended to like go multiple months if I needed to until things got going. You just got to keep your head down and have faith and make improvements when you can and just keep going.
Very nice. Very nice. But
Yeah.
I think that's great. Tell us about the niche. Tell us about how did you start? How did you find the program? And then how did you go about choosing a niche and why this one?
So when I first met with Garvin, we were talking over like the different niches. I did a lot of different research on niches. I think I had maybe like had to be like 5 or 6 different niches and like different niches within those niches that I was looking
Yeah.
into. Um, I might have no, I don't have it. I gotta find it. I should have brought that up honestly. But yeah, there was what maybe I was looking into like history. I was looking into different Star Wars things. I was looking into like anime stuff. Just a whole bunch of things like it says in the training. You want to look into things that you have interest leverage on, right?
Hmm.
So I was just going through all different things that I had interest in and just trying to find things that maybe would stick. And then after we reviewed it and we kind of analyzed the different angles and the views and all the stats that I pulled up, it came down to 2 different things. Oh yeah, there was another one. It was military equipment, actually. Funnily
Okay,
enough,
that's good.
yeah,
That's pretty good.
it was like military equipment stuff. But thumbnails were all AI. They posted very frequently. It was kind of not really like breaking news, but it was a lot more current event than evergreen stuff that would be doing with other things, right? And so it
Hmm.
came down to the military equipment stuff versus Star Wars. And when I was looking at it, it was pretty much putting together evergreen versus the breaking news and what I really wanted to get into, just to start out with. And Garvin kind of left it up to me. He's like, whichever direction you go, they're both great opportunities. And I was like, you know what? I'm way more interested in Star Wars than
Hmm.
like doing the breaking news, military equipment stuff. And I'm like, you know what? It's it seems like the safer bet to go with the evergreen, so I just went with it.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
very nice, man. Again, this is one of the first few things because we see a lot of people going for the big fancy like 50K a month opportunity niches,
yeah.
right? But then you went with Star Wars, which I think it's great. I'm sure, again, as I was saying, I'm sure we have a few more people in Star Wars. Let us know in the comments, guys, if you're
Mm-hmm.
watching this right now. I think that would be great. But not only that you went with it, you are very good at it. The channel is doing very good and successful. So, you also told me before we were talking that you pretty much have the same team. Tell us about that. How did you go about finding these guys? Were they experienced? Were they expensive? How were you able
Right,
to
right, right, right,
basically
right.
get to this level with the same team? What do you think allowed that to happen?
I think communication was huge. I made sure I was talking with them throughout the entire process consistently, and also a lot of vetting, a lot of different vetting. Um, the script writer was actually the first person that I got. Uh, I was looking through a whole bunch. It was on Upwork that I was looking, and I was looking through a whole bunch of different people that I can go through. And I remember watching the video and saying when you're starting off, it's not a bad thing to go with someone who's brand new but has the interest in it, right? You can see they kind of have like the expertise if it comes for the right price. And then there were some people who were a little bit more experienced for different prices, but I saw this guy who was from the Philippines. His name was Quaid, and he just graduated high. He just graduated college, and he was doing like creative writing, and he was big into Star
Nice.
Wars. I talked with him, and got on a video call, kind of saw what his interest level was in Star Wars, and it turned out he was an even bigger nerd than me. And so I was like, this is perfect. I gotta go with it. Kind of made the decision on the spot. Um, yeah, and we had some things. Obviously, English is his second language, so there were some like misspellings at first that we had to work through, but as long as we kept communicating, he got better and better as time went on. I think that was the biggest thing is that we were able to work with it and not like go overboard with some of the smaller mistakes, right?
Very
Understand what
interesting.
the yeah.
Yeah. So he was big into it, which I think, yeah, in his like I don't want to say smaller, but like more fan based, right? Like very, very savvy audiences. Yeah, being passionate, I think it's a huge advantage. And I think that doesn't get
Huge.
talked about a lot. Like that's a very, very good one, actually, right? Yeah, if you find somebody who like lives and breathes the thing, it's gonna be phenomenal. Okay, okay, nice.
Seamless. And I
What?
was gonna say too, once I got that, I try to make that a theme for the whole rest of the team. So when I was
Mm-hmm,
looking for VOs, I'm like, all right, let me find someone who loves Star Wars. Because then
mm-hmm.
it becomes a thing where it's not only work, you
Yeah,
enjoy what you're doing and you buy into it. And I think now that we're talking it through, that's definitely the biggest reason why we've been able to stay together so long, is
Okay.
because they have so much passion for Star Wars like me.
Yeah,
And
they
so
have
they're
another
willing to
reason.
put in the work for it. It's not just work and money, right? It's like,
Mhm.
I like Star Wars. I'm committed to making this work.
Yeah,
And
100%.
yeah,
This is very good, man. This is very good. This is exactly that. It's like it's another reason basically. Now they not only do something that they enjoy doing, that they know how to do, and they get paid online from the comfort of their homes and da da da. But they also do it about something that they're passionate about, right? Which is really good one. Again, this doesn't get talked about a lot, and I think it's very good. Let's do this more. Like I'm speaking to the entire community right now. Let's find like more passionate people, right? About now
yes,
again, if you are in military vehicles, I think it's gonna be a little bit tougher, right? Like not a lot of people geek about military vehicles or like military. Oh, this
for
is
sure.
that thing, you know. But
You might find some retired military. Who knows? You know, we're
for
out
sure,
there.
some there are gonna be some people. There are gonna be some no man. So that's great. That's great. Now, what is your cost per video? And walk us through again. People love numbers, right? What's your cost per video?
Right, right,
What
right,
is
right,
roughly the breakdown? And then how did you do? How did the channel perform?
right. So it has as right now it's at about 120 to 130 per video, around
Okay.
there. Um,
And this is for 20
it
minute
didn't start.
videos, 25-minute videos.
Yeah, it's about 25-minute average time for the videos. It didn't start off there though, right?
Okay.
I gave my people some raises through the time once we got monetized, and they put in the work, and obviously the channel was growing. Um, there was also a point where at first I was doing 15-minute average videos, but
Okay.
once I looked even farther into the niche, and also I was even getting people in the comments telling like, hey, would you consider doing longer form videos? So I talked with
Interesting.
Garvin about it, and we kind of figured like, hey, yeah, if the people are asking for it, maybe experiment with it and see how it does.
Yeah.
So we ended up doing that. It was a little bit harder. So the scriptwriter was easy. We kind of just increased him, and we were like, all right, cool. We're gonna do longer scripts. I'm gonna give you an increase. Boom, good. The VO was the same thing. Okay, good. The editor was a little bit harder to negotiate with, because they wanted to, yeah, you see the smile on your face. They wanted to negotiate, per time, per minute, this and that. I had to go on a call with them. We had to get into a whole thing where I had to really like concretely set what the price point is going to be for the time range, since it was still a range, right? The
Yeah.
stories weren't always going to be completely, this one's going to be 15, this one's going to be 20, this one's going to be 25. It could vary depending on the topic. And but eventually we came to an understanding, and got a pretty good deal from them, I think. But yeah, yeah, also raised them a little bit. So I would say at first, I think it was at about 90, 90-ish per video, and
Okay.
now it's at about 120, 130. And
So
a
you
big reason
start.
that is also because of the thumbnail, right?
Yeah.
At first I was paying for like maybe $5 for a thumbnail. Something I found off Fiverr. But as I got bigger and grew, and I realized like, man, my competition is really putting out like great designs for their thumbnails, and I need to
Hmm.
compete with them if I want to grow the channel. So now my thumbnail guy, I pay him about 30 per video. So that was honestly one of the bigger increases in the whole equation.
Just jotted this down. I think it's great, man. So you started with like 80, 90. You were making 10, 15-minute videos at the beginning, but then you kind of saw
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, these guys are going higher. They're making longer videos. And then you also got comments, which I think it's one of the perks when you go into a niche with a fan base, that you get like meaningful comments, like actually
100%.
some serious comments. And then you decided to increase that. And dude, I think you did a great job. Like going from 90 to 120 to 130 for almost double the duration. I think that's great. And that's a price, right? Like 100 to 140. That's kind of the range for 20-minute videos, 20, 25-minute videos, 60 to 100, 60 to 90. Yeah, that's it. It's like 60 to 90 for 10 to
Mm-hmm.
15, and then 90 to 140 for double the duration, which I think it's great. It's kind of you can get exactly what you need, like the best of the best within those ranges in the majority of the niches. I think in military vehicles, you would have done the same. In history, it might be a little bit pricier for people watching, but again, it's a more sophisticated niche. It's right. The essay is gonna be a little more.
Yeah.
That's good. Tell us about how did the financial side of things go? How was that?
The financial side of things, as in how we started and how we are now.
Yeah, how did the channel go basically?
Right. So, uh, monetize in 3 weeks. After that, I think my first one, let me check to you right now, actually. Let me see. Let me pull it up. The first month, I'm pretty sure it wasn't that much at all, actually. Yeah, the first month I only made about $900. Um,
Okay.
so I still wasn't positive, right? I was still losing money on the channel, so to speak, for that first month, but at least I was having something to compensate, right? After that, it went up to 1,500 the next month. And so that's when I kind of started to even out a little bit.
Okay.
Um, then I started to increase frequency of posting. I think that's when the shift happened, actually, that I was going to
Okay.
increase the time. And then from there, it went up to 2,000. Uh, and then the next month, I was kind of experimenting with things. Now we talked about the crossovers that I do with Star Wars. I was really experimenting with those, and trying to go into and see how far I could go with it, what the proper frequency was. And so the revenue for that month was a little bit down. It went from 2,000 to 1,500 again.
Hmm.
But and that was in August. But then after that, we kind of found my stride. I knew what I had to do, what the frequency was, how I was gonna balance it all out. And September we went to 3,000, and then this month we increased the frequency again from like 4 videos to 5 videos, and this month we've made 4,700. So
Very
it's
nice.
been
Very
a
nice, man.
steady increase. Yeah,
4,700 basically in 5, 6 months, right?
yeah,
Um, which I
that's
think
right.
it's like very, very good. And as we
Yeah,
were discussing, it's gonna be pretty slow and steady, up and up from here because you build a fan
yeah.
base, you have quite a bit of subscribers, which I think is gonna help. I think that's great. Now, something that I pointed out, oh, you said I think in month two, you made 900, then I think 1,500 or something like that. And then you said
Mm-hmm.
we kind of started breaking even, and then you accelerated, like you put your foot on the gas, and then you increase the frequency and you made the duration. I think that was very good, right? So kind of whenever I quoted this before, but whenever Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett talked about this as well, whenever you see an
Mm-hmm.
opportunity, you bet big, right? So same here, and I want this is for all of you guys watching this right now. If you see that the channel is trending up, if you see anything that you can do to accelerate it or to help it, now it's the time, right? So you and Garvin basically made the correct decision there of not just like, oh, let me patiently wait 3 more months to make a little bit more money back and then I'm gonna grow. No, whenever the
Mm-hmm.
channel hits, if you can put some more fire on the gas, it's the other way, gas on the fire. It's gonna be, it's gonna accelerate and it's gonna go even faster, even further, right? So very, very good call of not just like, oh, let me make my money back first, or let me just be completely profitable first before accelerating it. Whenever you saw a little bit, right? Maybe not in the beginning, like don't just post 3 videos to say, I'm gonna post one a day, it's gonna figure itself out. No, like whenever you start getting some traction, which you got right there, then it's the perfect time to go. So I think that is very, very good. So yeah, man, no,
And I got to give all credit to Garvin
congratulations.
for that too. I got to give credit to Garvin on that. Garvin was great along the whole way. I mean, he was just, it was me and him on it, really, really down to the details about what we're gonna do, and keeping that
Yeah,
communication with the coach was huge.
I appreciate
Invaluable,
that.
invaluable.
I appreciate that. Shout out to Garvin. I'm happy. I think he's a yeah, he's a fellow New Yorker of yours.
He
He's a
is,
great guy.
he
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah. He's a
Yeah.
great guy. I hope we're gonna all be there. Join the gang soon. But we'll
Oh
see.
yeah.
We'll see about that. No, that is very good, man. That is very good, Charles. Once again, congratulations, man. Tell me this. What was again? You probably saw this. I like to ask this towards the end for somebody
Hmm.
who's starting right now, you back in April, right? Who's watching this interview? They just joined a community or they just joined last week, last month, and they're watching this as one of the first things. They're saying like, man, this guy made 5K a month with Star Wars, right?
Hmm.
What would you tell to them? What would you say was important for you? What is something that you really learned that you maybe didn't know day one and coming into this? Give us some nuggets basically of your learnings there.
I would say doubt is healthy. It's
Okay.
healthy to have that doubt, and even with that doubt, take it in, but push forward, right?
Hmm.
You gotta be able to take in the emotions, acknowledge them, but put foot on the gas and do what you got to do. Don't let it stop you at the end of the day. If it's something you believe in, you made the decision to do it, go all in with it. And
Yeah, I like it, man.
yeah, yeah, because definitely at the beginning you have some doubts. You don't know how this is gonna go. This is a brand new thing, and the fear creeps in, but you can't be afraid of that. You just gotta, boom, keep going and put in the time. Put in the time, 100%.
Well, you did this on the side of a job. I'm sure people have, I don't know,
Yeah,
you have a challenging job. People maybe have some more time-consuming jobs and all that other stuff, but
of course.
you guys can do this. I truly, truly believe. And this is why I'm talking to the team right now, and we want to niche down more. We found the perfect person that we can help with. And
Hmm.
it's serious people who are committed, who of course have fears, have doubts, and all these things, but are able to push through and make the decision. And they all are busy 9 to 5ers, right? I don't say, by the way, I somebody told me like, Russ, don't say 9 to 5ers because you might be offending some people. I don't say 9 to 5ers with any offense. I never really had
Yeah,
a
no,
9 to 5. I never had
what
the
it is.
chance to. Yeah,
It's
but
what it is
my
at the end of the day, right?
100%. My parents work 9 to 5s their entire lives and even more. And it's
Yeah.
just that we found that it's those people that have the motivation, that have a little bit of the time and a little bit of money to do something on the side. So now we are all in on helping people like this. We try with people who, and again, not saying this is not going to work for people
Hmm.
who
Hmm.
don't have jobs or for people who have a lot of businesses and want to do this. We found that the best people to do this and who get the most success or the faster or the perfect combination is people who have something, but they either want something else or they want to build on the side because they take this seriously, right? They take this seriously, they commit, and they put a dedication. Now, what is I
That
have another
motivation and
one.
structure.
100%,
That's,
100%.
yeah.
Before we wrap this up, I didn't ask this question, but I think it's a good one. What is a mistake that you did that you want other people to learn from? Is there anything that now going back, not necessarily that you would change
Hmm.
or not do, but now you know I could have done that differently and things would maybe have been better? Because I'm sure, again, there are big mistakes, small mistakes. Not everybody makes them, but I'm sure there was something there. It's like, man, that could have been better.
Hmm. 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 I would say, okay, I got one.
Okay.
As I started getting into the autopilot of posting the videos and putting it all together, I stopped watching the videos, right?
Okay.
Before I posted them. Sometimes, like sometimes I would watch it, sometimes I wouldn't. Sometimes I wouldn't watch all of them. And it bit me in the butt a couple times because I wouldn't watch the video all the way through and I would post it, and all of a sudden, someone's in the comments saying, like, hey, this video is messed up. Like, the audio is not right here, or like, this is
Okay.
whatever issue it may have been, right? And this kind of happened a couple times. Sometimes I just had to bite the bullet, and me and Garvin kind of decided, like, hey, just keep it up. The bad video is a bad video, and it kind of is what it is. Other times I would have to remove it, take it down, and try and post it again. And obviously, doesn't get as many views as it would have
Yeah.
usually. So I would say that even when you get into that autopilot mode, still have the due diligence. Like, hey, let's watch the video, take the time, even if it's going to be 20 to 25 minutes, right? You can have it on while you're
2x.
working,
Yeah.
on your commute. You can find time to do it. Just do it.
Yeah, very good one, man. And
Yeah.
I was guilty of that myself too. My girlfriend basically manages one of the channels that I'm working on. And I was
Mm-hmm.
about to post one of the videos because she was busy, da da da. And I was like, I posted it, and it's like she's like, well, you posted it so fast. It's like, yeah, it's easy, right? It's like, well, yeah, but did you check it? I was like, oh, you gotta check it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got into the habit of doing that as well, but it's very important, right? And I'm sure again with most players, you can put it on 2x and you can, or like even 1.5, and you can get it. You can get the mistakes, you
And
can
you
get it. It's like, what are you
exactly.
saying here? It's like doesn't matter, doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm,
That was
mm-hmm.
very good. That was very good, Charles. Thank
The
you so
small
much,
things
man.
at the end of the day.
100%. It's
Yeah.
the small things, and again, the reason why I said that I like it with the niche and then with your approach, slow and steady. I'm a huge fan of slow and steady, especially with you guys that again have jobs, have a big personal life, basically have families, maybe a lot of friends, a lot of social circles. Slow and
Mm-hmm,
steady
mm-hmm.
channels are great because they might take a little bit more time, but if you have the patience for it, I think they're going to be great. And you don't get a lot of the ups and downs. Now, if you want to be more aggressive than ups and downs and I don't want to say riskier channels, but like news, flash, 40K mom channels are great for some people, and slow and steady are great for some others. But yeah, thanks so much, Charles. I think it was a great interview. You said that
Oh yeah.
this year, so we record this in 2024. I hope we're gonna get this posted by the end of the year. We have a huge backlog right
Okay.
now, and I just try to mix things in. I'm sure we're gonna get you in before New Year's. But yeah, man, no, thank you so much once again for the interview. Thank you so much, all of you guys, for watching. Charles, have an amazing rest of your day, man. See you in the community.
Hey, Raz, thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Have an amazing rest of your day, man. Bye bye.
Thank you, bro. You too.